Hi Planner fam, welcome back to Best Laid Plans. It's Heather here, and you may remember from last week, and if not, I will leave a card here so you can watch this video. We did using project pages for Happy Planner, and I walked you through how I planned out doing a mini diorama of my planner room area, or inspired by my planner room area. And today we're going to be doing that DIY. So this is going to be really fun. I really like doing this type of DIY because you really can use a lot of materials from packaging and stuff that would otherwise be thrown out. And it's just so much fun to reuse that and just make something beautiful. So you can see I've already got a little sketch of kind of what I want to have for this little diorama. I want to do a little desk with a lamp on it, some art, and then a bookshelf with little miniatures on it. So what I've done already, besides make the plan, is I have my Shadowbox, and I bought a little kit from Crayola that included a whole bunch of other stuff, including this 7x7, so it's pretty small, about an inch wide box for the diorama. I will leave a link to where I bought that. I think it was like just under $7 when I bought it, but that is the shadow box that I'll be using. And then I do have some other supplies. One of the things I want to do is have little miniatures. So I found these on Pinterest and then a couple of different websites just searching for free printable miniatures. I will leave a link to like the main site where I got these from. They are half scale, and I just went and I put them all into a PowerPoint slide and I resized them until I got just the scale I wanted. But we have some different things here. What I wanted was a lot of really cool, colorful books and things that I could move around. So I have these that are just the spines, and I'll put them on some foam pieces or just like corrugated cardboard, and they will look like very real miniatures. I also have just like this little set here that I added some colorful spines to just break up the monotony. There's a little mantle clock. We have just some office supplies here. I might not use all of those. And then we have some pretty pictures for hanging in like a gallery wall, some little storage boxes for the desk, and some file folders that I think would be cool if I took a paper clip and made like a little mini file folder holder, a printer, laptop, computer, this cute little storage trunk. And that's basically it. We'll see. The lamp and the desk and the bookshelf I will be making out of recycled material. So this is from like an old, I think an old Apple keyboard box from yonder years. But you can see it has some really great edges to it. Like it's very sturdy. And this here, I figure I can trim and then create some shelves with some other pieces to make our little bookshelf, and it'll be just the right scale and size to fit in our little frame. And I can also use the same cardboard material to cut out the desk. I'm going to make those more minimal just because it's easier to cut rectangles out of cardboard than it is to do like curvy shapes. That does not mean that the decoration will be minimal. So I will use my wallpaper that I have in my office already to wallpaper the back. Probably just wallpaper the back of, and add some effects to the back of the bookshelves for interest. I do have my Magical Thinking book here, and I really loved this pattern. I thought it'd be so pretty to do in the background. Basically just leftover wallpaper or contact paper. You could even use scrapbook paper instead of wallpaper for the wallpaper. Some things I printed out on my computer, and glue, and maybe some paint or color pencils. That's really all we're using to make the diorama. And we're going to be just repurposing materials. If you have some cardboard and other things from packaging, from Happy Planner, or just anywhere really, from your recycle bin, from your trash can. Just, you can use them for this project. I may add lighting later. You can get like a little LED fairy light and add it in to the back and have it be battery operated. I'm not doing that for the sake of this because I want to keep it very simple, but if you are feeling a little extra, that is absolutely something you can do for your little diorama. I just love the feel and look of miniatures and dioramas, and I thought it would be so much fun to like bring out my inner office fairy and create this miniature planner room area for my little fairy. So my office fairy, my inspiration fairy, if you will. So that is what we are going to be doing today. So stay tuned. So to start off, I am just removing the back pieces of the diorama. I'm going to put the glass and everything aside. I'll clean it up a little bit because it's got my handprints on it when we put the final touches together. But we're going to come back to this piece. I'm going to set it aside. Right now, what I'm going to do is take the inside piece here and this piece. These are basically what form our area where we're going to put our diorama. So I am going to start by covering this piece with my wallpaper, and then we will move on to creating the largest pieces in our diorama, which are going to be our little desk table and our bookshelf. Excuse me, I've got dogs playing in the other room, but here is what the finished bookcase height would be. And I think it's still a little bit much, but since we also need to make a little desk, I think what I can do is just trim the top off and it will become our desk. So before I hot glue all my pieces together, I would like to add a shelf liner to the back of my bookshelf piece. So what I'm going to do is just take this piece here and kind of eyeball it. And I'm going to be using some scrapbook paper for this. So I'm just gonna tear the sheet out here, and to measure it, I'm just gonna slide it right in and under there. And I'm just gonna bend it. Over the top and bottom here. And that's where I'm gonna cut. And there we have a little table. Now I'm just gonna go in with these little double-sided white pieces of cardboard. If you don't have double-sided, just make sure that whichever side is kind of facing up or where your diorama is gonna be seen, that you've covered it or painted it with what you want. You can measure off, I think, 3 shelves. So let's do that. And then I'm just adding a little bit of glue where I want to make sure that the edges are sticking together. And now we have a miniature bookshelf. Just so you know, I got tons of hot glue on my hand during this whole project, so just be careful whatever you're using. It's probably going to be getting on your fingers. And that is the first little thing on our bookshelf. So I also want to have some office supplies. So I think that the ones I'm going to use for this will be the paint set, the glue sticks, and the box of Crayola. I'm just going to go ahead and cut those out. And there we have a little box of crayons, a little watercolor paint set, and some glue sticks. So for the desktop, I want to make some file folders in like a mail organizer. So I am just bending this, not safety pin, paper clip. Don't use a safety pin. And I want to get it so it looks like a little mail organizer. And then I'm just going to, so we have that space there. And then I'm going to just fold the back over itself. Okay, so we have a little mini file folder holder for our desktop now. And I used a printed template for these file folders, but you could just as easily just fold over some squares of paper and make tabs at the top. So I think this is done. I'm going to go ahead and put it onto the table with some hot glue. So here we have our little file folder holder. We've got some crayons and glue sticks and some watercolor paints, and that is what is on our desk. I want to add a little lamp, but first I want to maybe put some papers because that seems like something that would be on the desk. All right, I wanted to show you where I am right now. One thing I didn't mention earlier is you do not actually want to glue these pieces, if your shadow box is like mine, to the back because it's got to fit snugly into this space. What you'll want to do is actually just use the frame and glue those immovable pieces in place that way. So I've done that. And here's our desk, and we have a laptop, some paper and a pencil, glue sticks, crayons, paint, some file folders in a little mail holder. And then on the bookshelf, I've added the one row of books here, a little jar, a little Victorian clock, a printer. That was one of the miniatures I did. And for the printer, I made like a little stack of paper by just folding some cardstock leftovers and kind of gluing them to each other. So in addition to the little books and the planners, I want to kind of take a break from that for a bit and talk about using stuff that I have at home. So I have this little bead here, and then I have this bead that has like some bright crystals on it. And this is 2 broken earrings that basically would be just trash. But I'm going to use them to make a light fixture for my office space. So I have pulled these off, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this in the center like this to kind of make it look like a light fixture. Now I'm going to add this bead on the bottom so it makes a little desk lamp. And now I just have to think of a place to put this. So I'm checking. I think it's going to end up going right here behind the file folders. And there we have our desk lamp. All right, so I think that if you have foam board, like that will work too. But I have a ton of this type of cardboard in my recycling. So I'm going to use that. And basically what we're going to do, once we have the spines bent out, is just glue and cut. So I'm going to finish making the rest of these books, and also I'm going to get these prepared, but with these we're going to do something a little bit different with the spines. So I will come back and we will make little planners with these. Look at how cute this miniature pile of books is. I love it. To create the planner, I used the same steps that I had for making the miniature books, but I took a jelly roll pen, and if you don't have this, probably a metallic Sharpie will work, just something that can write really well and precisely over like dark colors. I only had a white jelly roll, but if you had a gold or other color, you could probably do like metal disc. And what I did was I just set it down and I really gently drew in all of the different discs with my pen. And I have a couple that I decorated with stickers as well to make my little group of happy planners. I wanted to incorporate washi tape somehow, but at the scale I'm making my miniature, it's really going to be hard to make like little miniature rolls. So what I did was I took that broken earring that was a little fairy jar with a stopper, and I actually opened it up and I broke the beads off the other earring to make this kind of multicolored set, and I think that they sort of will be emblematic of washi tape. So I'm just going to put them back in and it'll be more varied than just the red. So this is our little jar, and it's got different colors and sizes in it now to represent washi tape. And I think it looks a lot better. I'm really excited about it. I couldn't find a washi like sticker that was small enough to be a label. So I am actually going to go into my Miss Maker accessory book, and I'm going to do something that you may not want to do, but I'm going to go ahead and do it, which is I'm going to take this and cut out the washi image that I want to use on my little jar. And I can still use the sticker, I'll just have to put something in the corner. So I don't mind that I cut it up. I've actually cut up a couple stickers. There was a smaller sticker that had the sticker books on it that I cut the bottom off of because I want to take those stickers and use them in my bookshelf area, and you'll see that later. So here's our little roll of washi to show that that's washi tape, and I'm going to just take my little jar here, decide where I want the front to be, which I think is right here, and there we go. We have a little jar of washi tape. If you want to make some standing picture frames, I just cut out some of these little images. I really liked this painting because it has a like Victorian lady by a lamp reading a book, and I just thought it was so cute. And I have some pink roses as well. And what you'll do is just fold back a little piece of cardboard and add some glue. And then you can attach your little picture. So there's that one, and I'm gonna finish the rest. So here is what my little diorama looks like so far. I added like a sticker book right here, and some books in a pile that I like the covers of here. Some more books here. I have my planners here next to my washi tape and a little clock in the background. And then I have a space right here. And I also made a little sticker book box. I cut out the little box preview. I added some cardstock behind it, and then I just overlapped the little sticker books that I got out of the Miss Maker accessory pack, and I added those so you can see that those are some Happy Planner stickers. Happy Planner, we got washi tape. So I think it looks really, really good. My shelf is leaning a little bit, but you know, I think it's fine. So I have a really cute little desk set up. I love my little lamp. I think it looks cute. And I was going to have a flower vase, but I decided that there weren't enough flowers everywhere else, that I'd rather do something different. I may add a little vase here at the end. I don't know yet, but I like how it's coming together so far. I also took some of my heart punches, my bow punches, and some floral stickers and made like a little garland for the side of the bookshelf because it was looking a little and I wanted it to look nice from the side. So I went and I added that because it was pretty and added some dimension. So I'm gonna add my picture frames up here. So we have a little shelf of them. So now I wanted to talk a little bit about the background, and one of the things I did was found a planner cart sticker from the Miss Maker accessory book. I used the original because the colors and what was in it was working a little bit better for me for this, but you could always print out an image. And what I did was, because my background is black, I took a black Sharpie and I just colored in carefully all the places on the planner cart that had the white background. And the effect of that is that when we put our frame back here, we have a cute little planner cart in the background of our scene. So in addition to that, I like to add some framed art, but something three-dimensional. So I found these ribbons with, they have a little bit of like glitter pipe cleaner attached to them. And I thought that would be really cute for like a hanging item. So I want to put that up here. And then to make a framed picture, I took some gold foil washi tape and I printed an image onto cardstock and I just covered that on the edges with the gold washi to make a little frame. So we're going to take that and glue it into place in the background to make our little art piece. So to finish everything off, I made a couple more decorative pieces, and one of those is a little miniature purse for my office fairy. And all I did was remove the metal part from a binder clip. I used a gold one, and I added some washi tape, drew a little bow on, and then took some, and you could use ribbon for this. I found that it was really easy to just poke the wire from a pipe cleaner into the existing holes to make a little clutch purse. Reminds me of a Betsy Johnson purse. And then finally, I thought that it would be nice to give my fairy a little seat for her desk. So I made this stool using this old dried out jot cap. This is an old glue stick that was dried out, and I just took the cap off of it and cut little pieces off to make 4 legs, and then covered it with this cute little Victorian bee print washi, and that'll be her little stool to sit on at her desk. So to create a vase, I decided that the best place to put it would be on the side of my bookcase right here and maybe have a tall flower coming out. So I found this cute little long stem flower in the flowers book here. And I just took that sticker and I placed it on the side here. And now to make the actual vase itself, I'm going to take some washi tape and another of those beads, the same one we use for the base of the lamp. But just to make sure it's a little bit different, we're going to wrap it in the decorative washi tape and give it a little bit of something to stand out. So here we go. And now we have a little flower vase in the corner. And just to make that stand out a little bit more, I'm going to add some wire here and put that down so it looks like there is a stem coming out of the vase. So I added that little green wire that's just a hook from a Christmas tree ornament, and I went ahead and I pulled the top part of the same flower out of the sticker book, and I'm just going to put it back on over the wire to make this more of a three-dimensional flower. And there we have a little flower vase. And here is the finished product. I am pretty pleased with this. I would recommend if you're a beginner, I'm technically a beginner, but I think it would be easier to do this on a bigger scale. The more small and tiny you get, the more precise you have to be with how you do things. So I think for a beginner, this turned out really cute. I love that it has so many little details and touches. And for a little, basically 7x7 frame with a 5x5 inch space, I feel like I did a really good job and I really enjoy seeing it on my wall. So I hope you enjoyed this little DIY. I'll be back next week with more content. I upload on Wednesdays. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye everyone.